Hello everyone, I am Surabhi. Welcome to my channel. So on the video where my husband came on the channel and talked about his contribution as a homeschool dad, mainly two kind of questions came back. First one was, what if your husband is not academically inclined or knows about academic part so much, that what is his contribution, or like how can they contribute to homeschool? And second thing was from the new mothers whose kids are going to school but they want to homeschool but they don't know how to convince their husbands, and they wanted to know my journey, like basically how did I convince my husband to homeschool and bring him to what he is now. So it's 2022, you saw him in 2022, you saw his point of view now when you are almost 8 years into this journey. But he also has a journey from 2015 to now which nobody knows, which I never shared, but it's like a journey like a mother has in all these years. So I'm going to share his journey today, like how did it start for him, what was his role initial years, and how it has changed. So that's what I'm going to talk about. So 2015 is when I decided that I want to keep kids home, and keep kids home till the age of 7, because I send them to school when they turn 7, because in Singapore the primary school started at just 7. Okay, so that was what my thought or my point of view at that time. And we had just a newborn and a 1.5-year-old daughter, and my husband was just a new parent and he was enjoying this journey like full blown. He will, before going to office he'll play, after coming back office he'll play, he'll take them to park, he'll support me as much as possible because I was not able to cook and clean with two small clingy kids, and he will do whatever he had to do to keep me and my kids happy. Again, happy kids and happy wife is his theme all these years, and he'll just play with them. If I was trying to understand Montessori, I was trying to connect to people, I was buying a lot of books, and I had a bookshelf since then, and I was buying a lot of material from Amazon India. I had all the wooden toys and Montessori stuff. For him it was just like, oh, you got more toys, oh this, oh you're reading to them. One thing which you would not know, that me and my husband both are from the same college, but you can say I am academically like very, hi-fi kind of thing, the front bencher, the teacher's pet, and he was someone who was the last one to enter the class, backbencher, but he would take the notes 2 days before the exam and he still scored very well in his engineering. He had like, he was among top 10 students, and I was the one, I was like top 3, but just getting with that, I'm someone who's academically very serious, and he was like, it's okay, I will score, we know how to score. So he'll chill throughout the year and then study in the end, just telling art personality type. So maybe for that respect he was never bothered about education part of kids. They were like 2, 3, 4-year-old. I was like, let them play, let them do this. He was not on social media, so he did not know what is happening in the world, about what is school expectations and this and that. He was like very happy doing his work and in the new country, enjoying his kids and wife. He had no idea. So he never asked me anything. He was just happy, I'm happy, kids are happy, everything went fine. I was trying to understand Montessori, I was trying to understand Waldorf, I was trying to find the homeschool communities, and if I drag him to the homeschool picnics or some meetups, he will just say, I'll babysit the kids. He'll happily play with the kids, our kids and all the kids, and say hi hello to the dads there, and that's it. He was never bothered to learn anything about it because he was like, it's okay, Surabhi will manage. He was just happy doing his own thing, and so he never questioned. But he knew that I showed him few videos of homeschooling, some TEDx videos that homeschooling is a concept and all that. He saw many kids like 10-11-year-old who would be homeschooled, and he would see that this is not something I'm doing wrong to my kids, but it's not that he was trying to dig into it ki kya hota hai, kaise hota hai, but he was like, okay, this is, she is doing something different, but there are many people who do it. So maybe that was that's all that mattered to him. So that was fine. And so 2018 is when again I was under a lot of pressure and a lot of scrutiny, and families were asking, friends were asking, everyone was asking, okay, when you're sending kids to school? And I had then that mind that by the age of 7 my kids will go to school. So 18 my kids were turning 4 and 5. That was the time I bought the NCERT curriculum from India, that by the age like next 2 years where should my child be. I bought a lot of workbooks, writing workbooks from Amazon, like loads I bought, because somewhere I was very insecure. We had done Montessori by then. We were very happy with Montessori. We spent like some time in activities and most time outdoor playing and exploring places and everything. That was the year when I got really stressed. I I behaved very bad. I behaved as bad as a mom, as a wife. I don't want to talk about that year, but that was the year when I was shouted, yelled, even behaved very bad with my kids at times. And that is when Sunil really stopped me and like, if this is homeschooling, we are not doing it. I think you're not enjoying it, and whatever it is, we are not doing. And he was like, you are not normal, you're not able to manage it. So he thought like maybe kids are giving me a lot of hard time, they're throwing a lot of tantrums, or just he realized that I am not by myself. And that is the first time he asked me like, hua kya hai? What happened and how can I help? You want kids to go to school, let's send them to school. You want to go back to work? All those questions he asked, like what happened, why are you behaving so mad? And that is when I literally told him about my stress, my pressures, about what is happening in the world, what are the expectations from the kids when you go to the school. You know, that kid is writing so much, my girl doesn't write. The kids are reading so much, my younger one doesn't read at all. And I failed, probably I said I failed and something like that. And I'm not even able to answer my family, because everyone is expecting, you know, kids will go to school. And basically I was just insane and mad. And that's when first thing what he did was he stepped in front of me and answered my family and everyone, my friends, everyone, that we are homeschooling. Surabhi is doing something, I have no idea what she's doing, but whatever she does would be with the betterment of my kids. I trust her completely, so please don't question her. That is the first step he took as a homeschool dad, taking responsibility of homeschooling. कि हम कर रहे हैं, हम क्या कर रहे हैं हम देख लेंगे, but you know, our kids, please don't ask us, we'll see. That's the first thing he said. And second thing is, he started asking questions like, what is worrying you, and how much it is this, how much is that, and why do I want to homeschool, and how will we cope up some things, whatever. See, he was new, that was the time he was new, and we had moved to a society where a lot of kids were there. So he was talking to many parents and many families. He was seeing so many kids, he was seeing the school routines, he was seeing everything. So one thing he told me very clearly, he said, Surabhi, when I go to morning walk, he used to go for a run in the morning at 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock, I see kids crying, going to school, small kids going to school and crying. I am very glad that my kids wake up happy and they are happily having breakfast with me. So just see that, you know, we can maintain it. I would not like my kids to go crying to school at 7 o'clock in the morning. It's not the time to go to school. That was one thing he said, that I really want you to homeschool them, see if you can do it, but otherwise it's okay, we'll send them to school. That was the first step, and that is the confidence he wants me to homeschool. How I do it, what it is, but obviously he did not want me to play with the life of kids, but it's okay. He gave his hand that, you know, you do it. So that time I was thinking about homeschooling or unschooling, or do a curriculum or not do a curriculum, or everything. So 2018, 19 were very hard on me. He was trying to support me, he was trying to help me, but it was still hard, because we still thought that we wanted to homeschool as parents, but we both were trying to understand. We were watching the videos together, we were trying to understand what should be our philosophy, and do we really want our kids to go through the system, and this thing, that. Whatever said and done, when the pandemic happened, he was at home. He came on social media, his friends came on social media, everything was sharing the achievements of their kids. Kids are doing this and that, and this coding and that program and this and that. And he saw that we were screen free anyways, but he saw that my kids don't do anything on the screen, and he thought that sab kuch screen pe learn kar rahe hain, everyone is learning so much on screen, and what are you doing? And he had problem with everything what we were doing. We were fighting, we were playing, we were reading alouds, or we were listening to stories and podcast. He had problem with every single thing, like, you're not doing anything. And I'm like, that's how we homeschool. And that is when things literally broke down between both of us, and like the house was on war. Like, I want to teach the kids, go ahead, teach them. Kids refused. We don't want to learn from Papa. Papa teaches very strict way. Papa teaching the thing we don't want to learn. And he was like, this has to be done, and that has to be done, and this had to be taught, and this has to be taught, and your kids don't do this. Don't even ask. It was very bad. But thing is, from there he started learning that kids are not the team members who can transfer the knowledge. You have to build connections with them, you have to talk to them, you have to see their learning styles. Both the kids are so different, but they are very good in what they do. And then he started understanding homeschooling as a concept. He researched himself, he doesn't read, but he listened to a lot of podcasts and everything, and he started giving inputs to me in the sense that he talked about financial literacy, that what we are doing about it. I want my kids to be, whatever you do. He asked about exams, like I want my kids to be evaluated. He asked about curriculum, which I rejected, but I told that, you know, why it doesn't work for me, and he is not very okay with it, but he said okay, it's the way. Then he asked about the screen time, that, you know, I want kids to, he doesn't want to teach kids coding, but he wants kids to learn a basic Microsoft Word and basic typing skills, which he told me that you have to include in the school thing. I want my kids to be on a screen for this thing. I want them to learn typing. That's the way he contributed, and he tried understanding. He's still understanding. He's still not very good with kids when it comes to teaching, but he's learning. We both talk a lot and discuss a lot, especially because pandemic, we had a lot of time. But it was those years when he actually jumped in and he realized what is we want to do, what is I wanted to do, and how I do it, and he's okay with it, and what he's not okay, he'd talk it out. So I'm just telling that the journey was very different when the kids were 3-4 year old, when became 5-6 year old, and now when kids are 8 and 9. I've literally asked him that, you know, as kids get older, I want you to teach some subjects. Physics मेरे बस की बात नहीं है, coding मुझसे नहीं होती है, and I have 2 kids, so you know, you have to share the load of homeschooling. I cannot teach everything, or I have to outsource to someone because I can't do it. And he has told me that, you know, give few years, he will join me as a teacher in our homeschool. The kids don't agree, but because before he start teaching them, he has to learn to connect to kids much more and learn their learning style. So he has told that. So it's still a journey. As a parent, we are learning about our kids, we are learning about our pressures, we are learning about the society pressures, and the point is, we both decide to be parents together, we both decide to be homeschool parents together, and support each other whatever way. If he feels, he says that if I break down, like I broke down in 2018, he was like, send them to school. I don't want them at home because I don't want you to suffer. So, you know, just doing academics is not something I look up to him for. Probably in future I will, but now, as of now, I just want a husband to support me in whatever I need. If I can't cook, if I can't clean, if I'm not sure what to answer to the family, if my kids are not listening, if I'm not able to discipline them, or if I'm very scared about the choices I've made, that is what I want him to do, and that is what he's doing as of now. And it has been a journey. That's all I'm saying. Start the journey now. Start one step at a time. Be ready for arguments, be ready for discussions, but then it's like parenting. You share the responsibility, you learn from each other, but you stand together for your own kids. Because he always tells me, I want my kids to be happy, and I don't see the other kids very happy as compared to what I see my kids to be. I want them to be happy, because happy kids and happy wife, that's all Sunil's motto has been all these years, and that's what kind of human he is. But as a homeschool dad, he has learned all these years, he's still learning, and probably, yeah, when my kids go to college, we both have learned a lot.